So, um, that should hopefully bring your vibration up a bit because this one's gonna get a little bit lower. Um, I'm gonna go over a couple of Canaanite characteristics with you all. Yeah, I'm a little bit rolled up at the moment, to be honest. Where shall I start? I suppose I'll start at the beginning. So, it's been a lovely day, and I've been doing things in a lovely way. Uh, I went out with my mum, took her shopping. Thought it was a nice thing to do. Bit of sunshine, bit of fresh air, you know what I mean? And it's been a while because I've been in here talking to some extremely intellectual individuals. You know who you are, don't you? But it felt about right. One of my uh, recent online sisters invigorated me and inspired me to do just that. She said she was going to the sea, which is exactly what I wanted to do. But then I thought, spend some time with your family because if you don't, you're not a real man. All right. Um, not a real human being, really. Which brings me to my point. Nice and tidily. Um, that wasn't a sea joke. Yeah, yeah, these seas are no joke. Um, I was having one of my many intellectual chats with my mother because she is the most awoke person that I know of, and ironically, we were talking about Canaanites, and as soon as we started to, I mean, fuck me, I've never seen so many in one day. I really haven't. They're driving past. We've got to walk along this motorway to get to supermarket, and they're driving past in their little automobiles, beep beep, little fucking, and some of them are turning they're turning their head so quickly to look at us. I want to poke their fucking neck. Unfortunately, they didn't. But yeah, I've spoken about this before. I don't know whether it's because of their canine ears and they pick up on what you're saying, but yeah, I mean, it's that look, you must know by now. It's that, what the fuck are you doing outside of your little box that's inside the bigger box? All the time, of course, forgetting themselves that they're out and that's how they've seen that you're out. But oh no, that just doesn't tie into it, does it? So I'm going to tie into it. All right. I used to think reptilians are bad. I don't know, mate. Canaanites are at least equally bad, if not more rotten. Um, you see, reptilians want to inherit the world because they know it's ours. I mean, it isn't really, it's Satan's, but we're the ones, we're the ones that are more in tune with what it could have been and should have been, perhaps. So they just want to inherit it. Canaanites, on the other hand, they feel only one thing, and that is the core source center of the phrase survival of the fittest. I've told you before, it's the survival of the thickest because all the time you're worrying about yourself and being selfish rather than selfless, no one's got your back. And guess what? You can't fucking have your own back all the time. So you end up getting a fucking stab in it, right? Usually by their own kind because they only care about themselves, you see? So I can throw out the physical descriptions of what I've learned, what I've witnessed. just the features of wolves, essentially. This video is going to be about features as well. Now, it can get you in trouble. Not so much having them, but other people thinking you have the features of other species. All right? Some of you know what I'm getting at here already. Pardon me. So, yeah, usually pointed, sort of wolf-like ears, a ruffled up nose, kind of like when a dog is going to bite you, you know. Um, canines, very sharp. I've got them. See, this is what I'm talking about. Watch out. So look, you can see. Wahahaha. Some people look a certain way. It's usually based on the genes of course, the part of the world that they got their genes from. Okay, so oh yeah, they have the curly whirly thumbs that kind of. Whoop. Sorry, I'm not thumbing you up. I know that's death. They curl around, yeah, and just vampiric finger movements. You know, quite thick, long, elongated um, flesh claws. They've got claws on their paws. We don't. We don't need them. You know, because we'd rather give a handshake and have the other hand ready to defend, whereas both their hands are always ready to offend, right? Now, I know it's common for them to hang out in their main HQs that seem to be supermarkets. Maybe it's because of the loose energy um, that they can feed upon by causing distractions and attractions to do so with. You know, they love their obstacle making as well, getting in the way, especially now with all the fucking, devil tail arrows all over the floor. But yeah, I really did see more today than you can shake a black magic wand stick at. Um, and they saw me too. That's the only thing that cheered me up, knowing that they knew that I did. Yeah, so the amount of times I saw one of them having a go at someone who I can only presume, which I do not like to do often, but due to the nature of the Canaanite attacking the other person, I can only presume it was a human being. It happened various times where they take one step back from following the aisle that they have been totalitarianly designated to follow. They take one step back, just grab saying, you know, you do know you have to follow your arm, blah, 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 and be all serious about it, like it's so important, and a real threat to your life, right? And the person be like, I'm really sorry, I'm just trying to stop, They turn around and they start walking off. And Kane will turn to the other two people in proximity, which can only presume once again with Canaanites, because they just look at each other and just be like, it's not like a, silly old girl. It weren't like that. It was like it's fucking disgusting, you know. And when they do it, the whole face would change, It's like this to you just turn into a fucking Canaanite. So, yeah, one of them tried it with my mum, you know. Um, I walked over and I knew saying something wouldn't do anything. You see, this is the point, right? Because they'd stopped. They told my mum she was walking the wrong way, right? You can't tell my mother things like that. She won't have it. She can kick off. She's not that kind of woman. But she is a woman, a human being, sentient female, and she's not going to take shit, especially when she knew as well as I did what they were. And she was like, "Well, I've got to walk this way because you're telling me, or I've got to walk this way because there's an arrow on the floor." I didn't know what to fucking say. Like, well, it's the rules. And they went to get a bit shirty, and I come around the corner and I just gave them such a look, and they shut right up and they fucked right off. and I'm glad, and I'm sure they are too because they get to keep their teeth. But the point is that they were harvesting loosh, and it's such a of course the aisles. It's the thing, they tell you to walk one way, walk the other, walk that way, walk that way. Rats in the maze inside the bigger maze once again. But all the time, the supermarkets haven't, made the aisles a bit fucking bigger or anything like that because that would stop them from being able to harvest from this. Do you understand? So, yeah, all right, let's talk facial features. So, there's this bird, and this bird has this channel, and on her channel, she's a little bit young, she's a little bit naive, but I used to listen to her stuff, and I won't be anymore, unfortunately. But and I'll be a gentleman. I won't name names or anything like that. Although she's more than happy to give you it. If it's real or not, it's another question. But she mentioned something in a video the other day, and all I did was I got hold of her and I just said, well, I've been listening to your stuff for a while. Keep it up. What you would say. And I mentioned this one thing, which was she mentioned the half after a pod, half cephalopod, which I call Mummy Mean. Yeah, Mother Nature, Mother Science. So all it took. She comes straight back, right? Like, fuck me. See, I don't like doing this. I feel like I'm bitching or something, but I'm not trying to do that. It's still confusing to me. It really is. To the point, basically. And because her name has got an M in it and an A in it and a G in it, she thought I was trolling her with my alias of Magpie. Okay. In turn to that, one of her videos went down close to when I sent her the message. Fuck me. Quick broadcast a text message of a nuclear attack, right? So that was enough. Oh, and last but not least, and this was the point. Um, I have because I've got like a bit of a big nose, a beautiful nose. I do, I know. But a little bump in my nose, yeah. That was it. I'm a reptilian. Didn't you know? Did you not know that? Of course I am. Look, watch. You see all the glitching, the fucking pixels. My liquid crystal polarization breakdown. See, this bitch don't know any of this shit. This is what I'm talking about, right? So I messaged her back and I tried to give this idiot a little bit of an education. That's all it is. I weren't trying to be mean. I know I sound like I'm now, but it's only because she's just replied and tried to spin it again. She didn't need to. She really didn't. I even apologised at the end. I said, like I sincerely wish you all the best. I still like your videos. No ill will, no harm, no fail, and I still mean that too. It's not enough though, is it? You see, what I started to think about at the time, and then knew about and felt about, is that if she had said that to someone a bit younger than me, perhaps, who's waking up and wants to wake others up, or at least share that they're awoke, you say that to someone when they're under that. Do you remember? Do you remember when you? I don't like the term woken up. I know, but let's just save time, even though it don't exist. Do you remember when you like, yeah, your pineal gland activated? You could see everything, hear everything, know everything, feel everything. Do you remember how that felt? It's like I've said before, innit? It's like grieving. You're coming to terms with a certain loss. You're very fragile, right? So you go and fucking tell a child who's just starting out that they're reptilian because of something they can't change. That's my point of getting at. You can't change your fucking nose on your face. You can, but you're not. I mean, let's not split quarter reptilian hairs, okay? You can't do that, all right? They're likely to shut their fucking channel down because they'll feel like everyone else is going to say the same thing. So not only have you got the bullying side, but because this is said to me, you have to also understand I do have a little bit of a big nose, right? But the reason I've got a little bit of a big nose is because I'm half fucking British and I'm half Mediterranean, which brings me back to genes, right? So it's all well and good me doing the same. You might think I'm being hypocritical. Oh, I saw this Canaanite with their pointy ears and no, no, no. That's just on top. That's just in favour. That's just a laugh. Yeah, it's about your agenda behind what you do. Okay, what you say. Okay, that's the point. So I message you back. I just say, look, basically, this is the reason that true human beings like you and I, or to the even more the point, this is the reason why truth researchers all get tarred with the same brush, okay, of being irrational and illogical, impulsive, fucking conspiracy freaks, yeah? Because we jump out at someone and go, oh, nose, yep, reptilian. So that's all I asked. To use some critical thinking and look at the whole thing. Oh, right. What is he saying? What is he not saying? Okay. Look into the person's fucking eyes. Look into their eyes. What do you see? Do you see anything? Maybe you see nothing. Maybe you see yourself. Maybe you see nothing like yourself. It's important. You can't just go on that. That's what they want you to do. That's the fucking problem. They're trying to divide us. And that shit is case of point of how it's working, right? Simple as. I've just got a message back saying, well, not all reptilians are bad. Yeah, I think they are. I know they are. I feel they are. Okay. The amount of psychological, physical, and sexual abuse that I myself have gone through and others have through reptilians. I've said all this in the message. I'm very pacifistic in nature. I really am. I don't know how to be any other way. I'm very empathic too, and that's not always a gift. Trust me. And I don't ever tell you to trust me, do I? So hopefully you will with this. But it did kind of hit me hard. I don't care about my bloody nose, but I do care about. I mean, I've got nothing to prove either, so it's not what people think. If that's what they think, why the fuck would I want to know them? Why would I want to talk to them? Why would I want to watch my channel? You know? If that's enough to go on, I'm surprised you can speak fucking English. You know what I mean? Like, this work is so tender. It has to be done. There's no right or wrong way, but it has to be done with a certain significance, a certain panache. Okay? There's no room for impulsivity because you will make mistakes, right? And I made one. In turn, I made one thinking that she was decent. I told her, I thought you was pretty fucking cool. You know, girl? I guess we were both wrong, you know? So yeah, you can tell straight away from my skin tone, or she would have if she actually clicked on one of my fucking videos for 3 seconds rather than looked at a thumbnail of me going with my big nose. But no. Do you see the indoctrination? Also, I thought it was kind of eerie that it was only after me asking about mummy mean that I got attacked, you know? There you go. So yeah, facial features, you know. There's a lot more to reptilians, by the way, than them having big noses. I know where she's got that from. She's got that from the whole beak avian in nature Skeksis thing, which is entirely true, by the way, entirely true. But it's not really as simple as that. And if it is, we're fucked. We're lost. If that's all it takes, how would you ever tell them apart? You know what I'm saying? This bird looks like a true Canaanite, but that's not for me to call her one. How does that help? What are my grounds to support that? You got pointy ears. What? It's not enough, guys. It's not enough. And every time you do that, you're hurting not only yourself, but us. Do you understand? Every single time that happens, it's a blow to the true truth. Yeah? It's going to be even harder each time someone like that says something like that. It's going to be even harder to wake someone else up. It's really destructive. Yeah? And that was my point. And that's not even what I'm a bit about. It's more of my day because I just wanted a quiet, peaceful one with my mother, you know. And I suppose I deal with Canaanites there. I get back and then I get a message from possibly one. But I won't even go into that because that would make me the same, wouldn't it? I have no evidence. So the last fucking thing I'm gonna do is accuse, and and neither should you ever. I tell you what though, it's really not a good fucking idea. You can even call me a Canaanite. Don't you be calling me a fucking reptilian, honey. Oh no. Okay, don't you dare. I would happily. I've said this. I'm not just repeating what I've messaged. I'm saying exactly. I don't even have to think about it. You shouldn't think anyway, like I always tell you. But I mean, there's nothing there but pure raw emotion towards this. I have no hate for anyone or anything in my life except these creatures, which is basically it's the actions. As I say, you shouldn't really hate anyone or anything because you're just charging them, you know. And I wouldn't have even messaged back to this silly little girl. But as I said, I mean, it's more for the next person because I don't want another true human being 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 accused of being the one thing that they're fighting against more than anything else. Do you understand how that would? I mean, how would that make you feel? Think of all the time, all the energy, all the effort, your whole body of work, everything you put into it, yeah? And you're being told that you're part of it based beep beep on that. So, I've had my little rant. Hopefully it doesn't come across as one because I'm really trying to um I'm trying to do what she didn't, really. I'm trying to break it down whilst keeping the pieces together, and just give you facts, you know, rather than falsehood. I'm trying to. Everyone does it. I've done it. Okay. You should follow your mind, follow your heart. Okay, as I always say, because that is your soul. That's our joining. Okay, it's the opposite of the ones that they join. But if you don't have a basis of comparison, if you've not done your research, okay, if you have not looked at every possible theory, scenario, then all you're doing is blinding others as much as you are. It's so harmful. It's so harmful, you know? Um, yeah, so, oh, see? Reptilians! Ooh! You see, I actually know what they look like, sound like, act like, move like, even what they feel like, and what they, although it's very minimal, feel like. And no, it's not because I'm a fucking reptilian. It's because I am a true human being, just like you. And we can sense it, can't we? Because we've got a fucking brain in our head and a heart in our chest. It's called instinct. It's called intuition. You gotta get your facts straight first. You've got to. Or we're fucked. No one will ever believe us. There's nothing worse in this world than people thinking that you're as bad as them. Or even worse, that they don't even exist, which means your work doesn't either. It's just sad. It's so sad. Both ways. I'm not taking the piss. It is. It's really fucking sad. But I mean, it's actually sad. It is really sad to me. Sorrow is very full of sorrow today. Um, but that's all right. That's all right. I'm feeling better now. Um, yeah, another trait of Canaanites. They they roll their eyes a lot because they feel this self entitlement. So like when you're walking past them in the supermarket, they just have this like, ugh, just lazy, almost psychopathic, but not quite, because the laziness and psychopathy is a lot more deadpan and less deliberate. You know, Canaanites do it deliberately. It's just their way of saying, you know, what you expect me to actually hold my fucking head up, sit up, stand up straight. Not going to happen. Not for you. You know. Um, a few more traits on my list. I didn't mean to go off on one there, by the way. Hopefully, you don't feel like I did. But I feel like it's an issue that needs to be addressed because I'm sure there's more out there that will jump on something as insignificant as a facial feature. And I don't know. To me, that just it's the opposite of taking one for the team. You know, you're taking one away from the team. So, um, which is ironic because I've never felt like I've been part of one before. And again, as I've said at the beginning, I'll say again because you're worth it. You individuals know who you are, don't you? Yeah. And it feels so good. It feels so good to have met you guys, and I've never learnt so much in the past couple of days, and that's because of you. It's because of Pip. It's because of 44. It's because of Armageddon consciousness. And it's because of another individual that I really need to get back to. I've just been so busy trying to get in touch with my roots, as Pip said. Um, yeah, San Numa, so I'll be doing that too. But yeah, you my crew, I've never had one before. It's really nice, really nice. I appreciate every single letter of every single word in every single sentence of every single comment you've left me. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart to the top of my mind. Thank you. Um, yeah, I'm sorry. I just like these things are fucking monsters. They're monsters. And when you're trying to slay that monster and you get called the monster, I don't know, I haven't had that before, so oh, do you see that? I saw that. I was looking at the camera. You see that? Look, I lick my lips a lot. I do a lot of things like that, you see? But I really think if you're gonna try and give someone a smear campaign, make sure yours isn't smeared first. You know, I mean, it's you need a battle plan, don't you? I've spent 5 fucking years coming up with mine. 5 years. That's why I waited all this time. I've only had a channel for a month, and I've devoted all my time to it. I think it's just gone over 100 videos now. I've been making about 4 or 5 a day, and that's not, oh, because I must get them up there. If I hadn't, it's in there. It's like needing a vomit. It had to come out, you know. And every time I did, I felt stronger in every way, shape, form, and fashion. So I have you guys to thank for that. I'm going to jump off in a minute and have a little look at Armageddon's um, videos because I promised I would, and I can't wait to be honest. 44. Thank you for your uh, cops getting owned thing. Yeah, that was a right laugh and a half. I just got through them. More Canaanites. I mean, that's what made me want to watch it. I guess most of them are. I know psychopaths take um, authority roles and whatnot, but the ones I saw and have seen, most bouncers especially, more than police officers. Yeah, Canaanites. I'm trying to remember if there's any more. I know there's millions of traits, but in particular ones that I noticed today. I suppose they've had to hide since Cain killed Abel because they've done all they can to replace true human beings. Okay, and they're still doing it today. So yeah, they're aware that like they can tell if you are or you're not better than you can tell if they are or not. You understand? So I mean, because they've had to train themselves to not only know if you know, so they can be as on it as you are, but also what a true human being would do, say, think and feel. Because what they do and say is what they're told to do and say, and you know who that's by. And what they think and feel is only based on what they think and feel we do. But they'll never know because they can't fucking think or feel what we do. You understand? So they're stuck. But yeah, this survival of the fittest thing, it runs down their bloodline. Because they don't see themselves as murderers. They don't see Cain as a murderer. They see it as, well, he was stronger, therefore they are stronger than us. Therefore the world is theirs. That's what Scarface tells them. Get it? Yeah, so um oh, they're bitter as well. They're very fucking bitter. Even little things, I don't know, like you'll hear them pay for something at the till and they'll be like, they know the price because they picked it up, but they'll still ask. They'll be like, how much is that in person? Oh, that's just 2.99. 2.99? I suppose so. Like they knew, but they have to be fucking bitter about it. You know what I mean? They're so envious. I think yeah, I have. I know I have. I feel I have at least. I've mentioned the difference between jealousy and envy before. Um, to me, it's only my interpretation. Jealousy is when you feel that someone doesn't deserve something, but you do. And envy is when you know they deserve it, but you fucking want it anyway. Okay. Well, that would be how they would look at it. So you and I, like I envy you guys that have been bringing me up. I envy you because I respect you. You understand? So it's like that's the difference. Is like fuck me, he's good at whatever that is. Fuck me, he's good at making them videos. Obviously, a part of you's like, I wish I could do that. I wish I could do it that well. But you wouldn't go, well, I don't think that you should be able to do that. I should. That's jealousy. You see the difference? It's my opinion. Um, yeah. So traits that come to mind and heart. Um, this isn't one, but just coming back to the original point, their facial features the last thing I look at, and that goes for any creature that you may come across in existence. It's the last thing you should be looking at. You shouldn't be looking at all. You should be sensing it. You sense it, you know? All that other shit comes afterwards because it don't tell you anything. What does it tell you? You know? Does a job make someone an empathic person? No. Almost every psychopath on earth has had a The ones we know of, the rest are hidden. Their jobs are like they're upstanding citizens of society when they're not cutting birds' heads off and wearing them as hats. You see what I mean? So it's just not as simple as that. But unfortunately, some people think that it is, which makes them simple. And it's a shame because they have so much potential, you know? Like this bird has quite a nice aura to her. I don't know, like I thought she was alright. But maybe that's on me because I thought it, didn't I? I should have sensed it, you see? Um, yeah. Sorry, lads and lasses, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just trying to see if there's any other traits that I witnessed today. Oh well, yeah. I guess it's the same as self-entitlement, but especially with all this queuing, you know, the lemon queue, along with the dog shit dodgers, I call it. They will always try and get you to chicken out first. They'll try and make you walk around them rather than walk around you because of the entitlement, and the same in the queues. They'll keep looking back at you, even though you're keeping your distance. Fuck knows why, but they'll keep turning round, you know, just to make sure, or just to let you know that they're making sure. Is more to the point. Yeah, they dress like shit as well because they've got no creativity, therefore they have no style. Um, and that's usually what happens when something tries to mimic someone. Yeah, when a wheat tries to look like a tear to the untrained eye, like the bird that called me a reptilian, that's exactly what you know what I mean. What they're going to see, but once you train this eye rather than them two, you don't even have to fucking look. You know. Uh, oh, they push in a lot as well. Entitlement. But even in that sense, it's self-entitlement. As I say, it's not really entitlement, it's self-entitlement because they'll just as happily bite each other's fucking ears off as try and whisper lies into yours, you know, because that's what survival of the fittest does to people. You know, like with us, whether we want to or not, we certainly need to. But as true human beings, what happens? We can't help but see ourselves as, well, race, you know, as a collective, right? They don't have that. Canaanites don't have that. What they have is survival of the fittest. Cain was just Cain, yeah, but Abel was just Abel, yeah. So to them, that each one is just Cain. So even though they know there's other Canaanites around them, they're not important because they're not you. They're not, yeah. You're a Canaanite. You don't give a fuck. It's all about you and your self entitlement, which is the complete fucking opposite of what it is to us, isn't it? Easiest way to tell them apart. And as sad as it might make you feel at times, and as mad as it may make you feel at times, it is not bad for it to make you feel at times that they're there. Because if they weren't there, and if you couldn't see them without looking at this, how would you know that there was a fine line between you and them? They teach you without meaning to, because they've got no creativity to do so. But their lack of creativity teaches you about your gain of one. It shows you you're not them. Do you understand? That's about all for now, I think. I know, I feel. Um, Yeah, I might get back to this bird. I'll try one more time to just talk some sense into her because I can only be called a reptilian so many times, you know, um, before I shape shift and no, before I don't even know. I don't even know. I'm not that kind of person, you know. I don't. I've got enough shit on my plate, and I need the stomach space. So I don't know. I really. She's only young. Maybe that's it. She's just impressionable. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm being a bit too full on, you know. But I think it's also because I looked up to her a little bit. That's the other thing as well. So give credit where it's due. Always, always. I didn't get any of that. It's got well, you got a nose on you. Check any of my shit out. Nothing. You know. Um. But yeah, I'm gonna make a video on that soon. Um. Entitled "When You Realise Your Heroes Are All Villains." You know what I'm talking about, didn't you? Breaks your fucking heart, doesn't it? You're growing up, your favourite bands, your favourite actors, your favourite directors, favourite artists. That's what I'm talking about. So imagine someone going through all that we went through, yeah, and then they get called the enemy that they're trying to learn how to face. If they learn how to face the enemy and they're being called one, how can they face themselves?